think we're live. Okay, it's just so weird watching the delay right now, so I have to get used to this. Anyways, good evening, everyone. This is me. We're back for another episode of Tarcy Talks. It's episode 20. Uh, um, so, just right off the bat, I thought I was the reason why I chatted earlier on the chat saying if it was live. I was trying to test everything. What happened was that uh, what happened? I forgot. There's a lot of settings that Sir Darcy had taught to me last week because he made sure that I learned everything before he readies himself to leave for his recollection. But I think in a span of 1 week, I forgot almost everything he had taught me. Considering that everything has to be is already almost automated, uh, I think I messed a lot up. So please, thank you for your patience. If I I dropped the ball in the middle of the show, but here we are. Sir Tarsi did want to continue on with this, and with a summer feels, he wanted to give a little bit sorry, fresh perspective, I guess. Or that's his excuse for him to take his summer while he leaves this channel still alive somewhat. I do know that he wants this to keep it going as much as long as we can. Considering that, although we know that it's not intended to reach 100 views, 200 views, or 1,000 views like what he had imagined or visioned, it's kind of something that I guess we wanted to keep for our regulars, something for them to start the Monday. So with that, there were several things that I wanted to change to the program, considering it's just a summer program for us. Something to keep you light, something uh, to keep you at the background. Especially, I know you don't need us much in the background anymore with your studies done. This is something just you know, more of a I wouldn't say habit, but let's say something that we can try to keep in touch with. So, right off the bat, good evening, everyone. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. Everything's that you're well and alive on views. It's kind of hard considering this pandemic we've been going on about for more than a year now, and there has been flip flop changes in procedure, flip flop changes in policy. Just today, don't require face shields anymore, so that's a thing. We're going to see whether or not it's a hit or a miss with that policy. To answer Bianca, you're welcome, Bianca, for wishing me good luck. I hope everything went well with the press. It was with regard to um, that gacha game, right? I can't remember with Fate Stay Night. Thank you very much. Maybe I'm trying to move my head a bit left and right so that you can see my paintings. Anyways, to show you how much I did prepare, I actually have show notes here. I have the presentations here. I have another set of the chat here ready. As in, I really needed to make sure the setup was complete so that I see everything that's going on. So that's why I had to turn my chair around this time, which kind of shows my bed. At least it's a bit clean, I guess. So, to start off, before I discuss about our topic for this week, uh, to answer last week's stream, what had happened last week, I wasn't online on the first part. Sir Tarsi kept on checking whether I was online or not. But the thing was, I was stuck on the toilet because I was sick during that time. Uh, I didn't know what he was talking about. But in relation to what he was talking about, that I'm very emotional. I guess that's kind of true, but I try to keep my emotions in check. Not because I learned that from Star Wars or anything. I meant stay in tune with your emotions, but don't get it the best of you. I've learned a lot from Star Wars. It's for me one of the things that I really love. But the thing that he was referring to, that I had cried because I felt bad of their performance, that I felt that it should have won but didn't win, was actually of Electron 2019, batch 2019, during their Pascals, I really felt the chills. And it's not just the chills, but because I was I was with them behind the scenes in all of their practices. What had happened was bad teacher that I am, but I had given them my socksai time for them to practice for their pascors, and watching them practice was bone chilling for me. And I felt really bad because I knew that they would make it to the finals, and I really thought that they would make it one of the top, but they just fell really just short. And back in grade 9, batch 2020, really did step up during that Pascals. I know 2019, binawi nila in all the other performances later on. But it was something that I knew that they had really given an effort for. Although, in relation to that as well, I don't think it would mean much anymore that I had not really wept or cried, teared up a bit during their performance, because actually all the performances that I get to watch in Pisay, I tend to tear up because, or okay, fine, cry, because I know how much passion and effort they had put into it. Uh, Also, again, being the bad sockside teacher I am, most of the time kasi they would ask for my period to practice, and usually we'd be done with my lessons during that time, be it Pascoros, be it for their musicals, and so on and so forth. I get to see behind the scenes how much effort, how much passion they put it in. Uh, of course, wala pa rin tatalo sa Magnesium for their Beauty and the Beast presentation, but everyone else, it was very, very good. Especially last year, when I watched the um, presentation of Batch 2022 in their um, interpretation, Sayo interpretation, which was a joint project between Filipino and Soksai. Um, I had to watch, as in it was during the bar exam, but I had to come into school to watch their performance to see how, because throughout the whole time I was absent, they would send me videos of their practice, they would send me updates, and it was so moving to see how much these students would do. Because back then when I was in high school, we sucked really bad. Although we had really good productions, but not as grand as what Psy students would do, I guess. So that's a thing that it's it's very moving. I was awestruck and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's in relation to what Sir Darcy. Then later on, I was able to join the stream last week. So, but only in chat. I wasn't really feeling. I was really under the weather last week. So news and updates. I know Sir Darcy is listening to us right now. I was supposed to invite him as a guest, as a guest for my surprise game in today's episode, but I couldn't figure out how to work it because I forgot all the things that he taught me. So I'll try to figure it out. But news and updates from last week's stream. We're looking. So this is us. That's gonna be for summer for the next. Me. I'm also going with the summer with you guys. Summer of teachers is also, sorry. Summer of students is also the summer of teachers, and it's more darker for teachers to have their summer, which is kind of, I feel like not a lot of people in the workforce understand why teachers need their summer. It's they A lot of the other people in the workforce see that teachers are loafing around during summertime. They get buti pa sila, they get to have it easy and so on and so forth. It's actually a labor thing that they don't understand, because teachers aren't allowed to get sick during the academic year. It's a known practice that they cannot take days off. They can't be sick. They can't invoke their incentive leaves, and so on and so forth. So it's very, very hard for a teacher to get sick during the school year. They're only allowed to get sick during summer, because all of the leaves allowed for an employee, this is the labor code, for the teachers, they're all gathered throughout the year and then packed into the summer break. That's why That's why it's a big issue for a lot of for the school when they say that they need to give the teachers the summer break, because a lot of students were voicing for um, pushing the academic school year, that they don't care even if the school year pours over to the summer. For them, it's okay because at least lesser work would be spread. Hindi yung compact lahat-lahat within the span. Like, if you notice, they'd, pag may, sorry, I'm losing my words. If there are days that school is postponed, you see the school rushing in order to meet the deadline. Then you have students demanding the admin that why not just delay the school to end a little bit later. And that's where the admin gets stuck because they can't do that because iipitin naman nila yung mga teachers that have their scheduled leaves for that year. So it really is a balance between how you for the students and also for the teachers. And it's something that I really think that needs to be addressed, not just at an admin level, but it's kind of a Congress level now, because you're going to have to change the labor code in relation to address these kinds of issues. You can't have a teacher going absent in the middle of the school year because the students rely on that teacher in order to provide such learnings. And that's why I felt so guilty back then when I left during the school year, because for my own studies. But the Soksai unit was able to cover for me. My brothers were able to cover for my homeroom sections, and yeah, but it's really hard for teachers. But yeah, it's summer for you guys and for me as well. Except for me, I'm taking my review classes now in order to prepare me for the bar exam this November. So fingers crossed. What happens is that every weekend I have a 8 to 8 class, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. class on weekends. So that's me sitting in front of the computer listening to the lectures. Then from Monday to Fridays, that's when I try to study in preparation for the lectures on the weekend. Um, I really need to take it seriously now, especially that I was the one who paid for my own review class, and it's not cheap. It's very very expensive. So I really feel like iba talaga if you're spending it, you know you have to commit for it this time. I mean, I felt bad because I did. My parents did pay for my review back then during my first take. The second take, I didn't take a review. I felt a bit confident, feeling that maybe what I learned from last year would would be effective. But this time, I really need to take the review. Anyways, so that's what I'll be doing for the next summer. For this summer. Uh, News about the school. There has been a vaccination program. Uh, it was very hard for the admin to actually to answer the pleas of the teachers asking for a vaccine, because you would see private institutions, private schools already setting up vaccination programs for their teachers. For Pisay, it's a bit hard considering that we're government. Although we're prioritized, we're actually considered frontline workers. It's a bit hard because how we source our vaccines, it has to be sourced through the government as opposed to private institutions that they have their own connections in the global arena. So, yeah, but our admin actually was able to pull through. They didn't say what the brand was, so we kind of got a feeling what kind of brand it was. So, they collected all the information of the teachers who wanted to be vaccinated, and yeah, I signed up. Sir Tarcy wasn't able to sign up. Bad for him because he was super busy during the time when the G form went out with his not only with his homeroom class, with the backlog of the students and his own personal backlogs in Ateneo. Sorry, the Ateneo. That he forgot to sign up. Uh, Sucks for him. Uh, he does have the protection of the Holy Spirit, I guess. But aside from that, joking aside, uh, hopefully he and my brothers will get vaccinated through my dad. My dad's, through my dad's office procurement. So yeah, new setup. We have a new setup. Not only are we turning around the camera, I bought, I bought, I found out the laptop that was given to me had an extra RAM slot available, so I bought a RAM card. So right now, this laptop is running on 16 gig of RAM. So hopefully, it's enough to stream to do the streams well now. No more dropping rates, no more. It won't hang when I have several applications on. Just let me know if something's wrong. Hopefully, it would support other games as well. But aside from that, I meant it's all meant not just for me, but also for everyone else. Why? Because actually, I plan on doing some more streams. Not only for Tarsi streams, but actually, my outlet is that I game a lot. I game a lot when I feel like I've earned I've earned to game a lot. Like in the back of my mind, if I would play a game, I need to know that I've earned it. It's so bad. I guess it sucks. It's adulting. I hope it's not adulting, but because I feel so guilty if I play without earning it. Like, did I do something productive today? If not, uh, should I be really playing or should I be doing productive? And it was so hard back then before my review classes start during the break. It was that, should I game? But what should I be productive with? So most of the time I was just lying down thinking, should I game or should I be productive? And like through the whole day, I'd watch a YouTube video thinking, should I play or should I be productive? And it just kept on going through the cycle, cycle, cycle. So hopefully now I'm going to study hard so I can play hard also in the evenings. So maybe a study stream from 8 to 5, I guess, and then after dinner, that's my gaming streams. I've set up. Oh, by the way, if you notice, my mic is missing because I actually lent my microphone to Mina. She's starting her own. Hopefully she'll be able to start her own streams because I've encouraged her to try recording games or streaming games. She's a she plays a lot of MMORPG, Star Wars MMORPG. Also a lot of heavy RPG games. That's why I really want to, because there are a lot of games that I wanted to play but have no time. I just watch other people play it. So hopefully the games that wanted to play, I'll just watch her play it. So I recommend her games. I downloaded some of the games and then gave it to her for her to play. Then I'll just watch uh, her stream. Uh, hopefully it builds, it's productive for the both of us. Uh, so yeah, why did I press new games here? Anyways, so I'm looking at my show notes, seeing if everything's correct so far. So, yeah, how about you guys? Please leave it in the chat. How will you be spending your summer, considering that it's short? I know it's going to be very short. Some of you will be waiting for half of you will be like worried about waiting for the results for your college entrance. Some of you might be still receiving your grades and so on and so forth. But let us know on how you're going to spend your summer. Maybe some of us might have plans that might coincide with one another. I've had students that actually messaged me and asked for me to video chat them because apparently they were in sleepovers with the together. I don't know if that was safe. I think they're safe naman. But yeah, me and Sir Tarsi were able to play with them online, and then it was fun. Code names. I'm bad at code names. uh, yeah. One game that I wanted to invite Sir Tarsi about was actually about uh, Google Feud. I just found out about earlier and wanted to see if we could actually, it was possible for us to play a game of Google Feud with him as a guest, considering that I'm not the guest anymore, I'm the host. And actually, I've always wanted to maybe try to host. I've seen Atsu, Asian Genshin. Uh, I've seen him stream. He did a trivia game with Tectone, and it was really fun watching both of them. I kind of wanted to have the same vibes with that with Sir Tarsi, but I couldn't figure out how to work Discord again, the settings again. So maybe we should try it. Maybe as you as my guest, let me know. Oh, but how would that work? Let me switch this here. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Like for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes before we go on to the topic. Let's see if it would work. Ooh, no, no, that's for the other. Here we go. So, Google Feud. I hope you're seeing this. Okay. Yeah, you're seeing it. Yay. Google Feud. It's a spin-off or a take on Family Feud that was a known TV show back then. Most of us might know it from the fails, Family Feud fails that we see on YouTube, but it's something that maybe that you might be. It takes surveys from the people on what would they most likely answer if given a set of question, like uh, famous athlete, and then they would survey 100 people, and out of that 100 people, they would give this answer. Now, sorry, in Google Feud, it's the same concept, but this time it uses the Google search engine. Now, I find that it's really funny. Oh, my high score is 55,000. You can see it. But it's something that I guess it's more funny considering that it's now a wider demographic. But let's try. Let's try it for 2 rounds, just 2 rounds, one culture, one questions, and see if we can try to adopt this in the next few episodes in Tarcy Talks. Yes, Tarcy Talks is now a variety show for you. uh, we're planning on integrating Jackbox, I guess. Hopefully we can, so that we can have more interaction with the people on stream. So, without further ado, let's go to culture. I'll ask for you your questions. For your answers. Just type away. I'll type the ones that I feel I agree with you, and then I'll type it in. So we're all answering this in all together. So the question, I hope you can see it. It's a bit smaller, I guess. Um, should I zoom it? Oh well, let's see. The the question is, ketchup is, and try to give me an answer. Something that you feel like, what would people most likely say or search on Google when with the first two words is ketchup is? I let's start with Matthew that says, let's go Italian. Is it? Could you consider ketchup Italian food? No, it's not. It's not Italian. Let's go for someone else. I want to go to Bianca. Bianca says that ketchup is red. I wonder what kind of people would actually ask this. No, it's not. Blood. Nina. Nina's suggested answer is blood. Well, I guess so. It's not. Jacob says it's sour. Is ketchup a sour? Oh, no one got it. Okay, so people, the people would ask this on Google. You have to think. Now, I know as much as you want to say these are most likely what I would say. You have to try to think it in the people of what would regular people on Google ask. So, word on the street is that a lot of people asked whether ketchup is a vegetable. Would you consider ketchup as a vegetable? Uh, it is tomato. If you buy Heinz, you get the 57 spices with it. So it's healthy, I guess. It's a healthy condiment. Spicy food. Would you consider ketchup spicy? Smoothie. Oh my gosh. So Nina was right with smoothie. Yuck. But I guess it is tomato smoothie. A sports drink. No, thank you. But why would people ask that? Spicy, a soda, vegan. Oh, I guess you can consider ketchup's vegan if the other ingredients aren't, you know, animal sourced, made of nasty bad. So you get the concept. We have 3 more rounds for this. Sorry, 2 more rounds for this. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh my gosh, Star Wars is. Please give this justice. If anyone answers lame, is there a ban here? Can you ban some? Oh, we can't. I don't think Mark can afford to ban people in our community. Actually, we were thinking about to make community posts. How do we make our YouTube channel live? Because I recently made a banner for our YouTube. So, with that, how do we make community posts? We have to reach like 1,000 subscribers. So like, oh my gosh, that's so far away. So, anyways, sci-fi. Sci-fi is an acceptable word, I guess. Oh, science fiction. Don't let's not risk it. A classic. Hey, old. Oh no, these aren't working. Okay, I feel like I have to answer this. Good. Please be good. At least. It's not. Why is Star Wars dead? Overrated? Ruined? Come on. In what Disney park? Oh yeah, that's one of my dreams to actually not go to Disney World, Disney Park, to go to Star Wars, the Outer Rim? No. Oh my gosh, even I forgot what was the name of that theme park for Star Wars. Ahsoka dead. What? Are these spoilers? Rey as Skywalker? Ah, yeah, that was contentious. One more round. Why is this so hard? Oh, by the way, this is set up in US search engine. So maybe you have to think like Americans, I guess. Facebook is cool. No, let me know. Do you guys still use Facebook, by the way? Facebook is for old people, I guess. I really wanted actually to invite Sir Tarsi because to figure out how he a monopoly. Really, Matthew? Oh, free. Free is a good answer. It's not an answer. Not working. I like that. Oh, it is an answer. Finally. Toxic. Really? Do you think people would actually answer that? Check that on Google. Hey, it's the top answer. I guess so. Full of trolls. Hey, you guys aren't cheating, right? Oh, down to one last guess. But good job, Gracie and Nina, for figuring out two of those. It's toxic. But a lot of our relatives are on Facebook. Can you imagine? Okay, can you imagine? Most of us, our generation and your generation, consider Twitter as an escape from the older generation. But can you imagine if they suddenly start pouring into Twitter? How would that make us feel? And where would we go after that? one more one more answer. Facebook is I want to try cool. Maybe someone did actually no. For old people. Oh my gosh. So I was right. It was for old people. Okay, one last. We'll go faster through this. Don't worry. I don't want to spend most of our time here. Let's go for the other question. Should I pierce my oh my gosh. I know this is PG though, so it wouldn't go, you know, to the R-rated answers. Uh, should I pierce my nose? Safe answer. I like that. Hey, and it's the number one answer. Good job, Matthew. Ears. So safe, in fairness. What are the others, though? What other body parts are left to pierce? Belly button? Lip. Lips. It's not an answer. And that hurts. Wouldn't that hurt? Nipple. Salute to Jacob for answering the hard questions. No. Should have been S. But you can pierce one. Belly button. It's an answer. Tongue. Hey! I think we're gonna get this. We're out of body parts. My what other parts do you pierce? Okay, I guess my daughter, my baby. No. Although, did you notice that a lot of parents actually pierce their babies at a young age? I guess so that they can wear earrings at a young age. Eyes? Why? Own ears? Okay, that's septum. Oh my gosh. Why? Baby's ears. Oh, so I should mean specific with the baby. O nga naman. Ears guy, own septum, own nose. Okay. Do dogs? Oh, I bet a lot of dog owners here might be able to relate because most of my search engine is cat related. Oh, they don't remember the pain of getting piercings. Oh, that makes sense, I guess. But what's stopping them from doing other stuff? Fart. Do dogs fart? No. Huh. That's weird. Do dogs? Ooh, I think dream? Yes, they do. Bianca says. Oh, wow. It's number one. Shed. Any dog owners out here, by the way? Do dogs poop? Do dogs see color? Oh, hey, not bad. But they don't, right? I know they only see in shades of white and black. Ooh, Gracie has a dog. Anything in your search engine that you might have used? Ooh, Matthew also. Do dogs? What do dogs do? I know cats are very clean. Do dogs feel embarrassed? Oh, oh, was it my spelling? I hope it's not like hugs. Go to heaven. Oh, okay. I don't want to search that. That's kind of sad to know. I hope so. Have periods. Have belly buttons. Today? Now I want to search. Sweat, get colds, cry, smile, get hiccups. Okay. How to mix a have rabies? Oh, that's a possible question nga naman yung have rabies. How to mix a? Hmm. What would you answer? I would ask cocktail. Oops, not that. How about you guys? What do you think? I feel like I'm in class again. I keep on referring to to the chat box. How to mix paint? Mm, oh well. How to mix a song? That's very specific, Greasy. Let's see. Pina colada. I've never tried that though. Nothing. Shot margarita and everything was about drinks. Oh well. That was a good try. Anyways, look forward for that. We'll be trying different kind of social things that maybe we could try later on. Oh, I did something wrong. Oh well. Anyways, so that was us in that. Thank you for joining. We'll try to figure out more social interactions along the way. The theme next week would be D&D, so maybe what move should I make? Wag naman. Okay, so I guess for the next, yeah, I guess I can start with the topic. Uh, I wanted to show my kitten, but do we have time to show my kitten? Yeah, I feel like I won't be able to contribute much to this discussion. Therefore, I have to show my kitten. Okay. Oh, it's also in relation to the topic as well. See, I told you I prepared. So, we actually got a kitten. No, we had recently rescued a kitten back then. Uh, shoot, I can't see chat. We had recently rescued a kitten back then. It meowed really hard in our garden. So when we waited an appropriate time to wait for a mother to pick him up, nothing. There was really nothing. So uh, we had to clean him up because it was really really bad. So yeah, after taking care, that's what he looked like. So there's a huge difference. I think because mother cats do abandon their kittens that they know would be sick. They try to separate it from the other babies so that the other kittens won't get sick as well. So yeah, we had to treat Kit a lot. Oh, the name was given. So we were trying to look for people that would be able to take care of him. We can't take care of him because we had six cats, and they really didn't like taking in a new cat. The other six cats, I meant. My mom and dad wanted a new kitten because the others really hindi na sila namamansin eh. This one ay paglaro pa eh. So yeah, we were able to take care of him. The eye though was something that we had to buy medicine for. Really, really playful and so on and so forth. Uh, yeah, that's how. So we were able to. I was able to convince Mina to take her in. She really wanted a dog, sadly, uh, but she ended up with a kitten. But, but, the thing is, this is him in his new home. Uh, she did get both of two worlds. What had happened was that this cat is so energetic, and he's alone kasi doesn't have any brothers or sisters to play with, only the owner. So he runs around a lot, he plays around a lot, too much to the point that my girlfriend medyo nahihirapan na siya na mas napapagod na siya kaysa sa kitten. So it's his Zoomies face right now. So yun. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because he's here right now in the room, staring at me. I brought him in for today because Mina started her work. Oh, funny here. This is a cat that would sleep through horror movies and zombies. Like, wouldn't be disturbed. He only gets disturbed when the movie stops. So, yeah. Yeah, he's here right now with me. And yun. Because we had to visit the vet for the continuing vaccination. Right, Kit? Right? So, yun. Back to the stream. So, there you have it. That's Kitty. Kitty Cat. Uh, I guess Kit, then T for the last name. T Tarcelo. So, Kitty. But he's a Soto now. It's with my girlfriend's last name is Soto. So, uh, oh, anyways, so Kit, Kit the cat. We were able to rescue the kitten. Hopefully, no more strays would wander off into our backyard because it's so expensive to rescue kittens. Any animal, I guess, for that matter. But yeah, I guess it was worth it. Giving them a second chance. So, in relation to the topic, it's already 9 o'clock, and the topic that actually this was something that has been going at the back of my mind. I kept on suggesting this to Sir Darcy for the longest time is how to break out of the comfort zone. Uh, it's something that I guess we all don't realize. Something that because it's comfort. It's something that especially if we've worked so hard to get to this place where we are comfortable. Why would you risk yourself to go out of that comfort zone in order to get there? So, what would be a comfort zone for you? Be for me, comfort zone would be like uh, being able to meet, uh, uh, being to be with family. That sorry, not all comfort zones are the same. By the way, I know each and every one of us have our own comfort zones. That's why it's something that uh, it's nice to share if you can share. Share with the chat, share with others. For me, comfort zone would be spending time, being with family. I did spend a lot of time my college years, my military year, and my law school years, my master's years. Uh, I spent a lot of time away from family. Uh, like I'd leave early morning, then come home when everyone's asleep. Especially during when I was on a boat with the on training with the AFP, with the Navy. That was the one whole summer that I was away from home, and it was something that made me miss home, I guess. Not only the security of my own room, because being in the bunker was very very hard for me, sharing that shared toilet with the whole bunker, the whole barracks was a life changing experience. But aside from that, being able to spend time with mother, father, brothers, and friends as well. A lot of my friends live near in the nearby area. So for me, spending time with family, being able to play games, that's my comfort zone. Being able to see my girlfriend at least once a week. Uh, um, Reading books and playing games that I'm familiar with. Uh, these are things that I feel that I can easily fall back to. Studying, yes, actually, this is for me kind of a comfort zone because I've been doing it for the longest time, and not doing it feels a bit alien for me, I guess. But not, I don't feel I have to train myself going back to intensive studying. But yeah, what are the things that would make you need to go out of your comfort zone? Um, so sometimes the reasons that makes us leave the comfort zone are they vary from time to time. Uh, Sometimes we want to seek for change, or sometimes change is forced onto us. Like we don't expect that happening, but we have to take that challenge and change either ourselves or change um, what we have to do. Uh, but what stops us from leaving that comfort zone? Uh, One example. So I guess from earlier, my example earlier was with regard to taking taking care of a new kitten. Uh, Back then, when I was in law school, we actually did take care of a stray kitten, but we were so clueless back then that uh, the kitten the kitten was really bad. As in, it was already in a bad shape when given to us. It was a stray kitten, and I wasn't able to bring it to the vet early on because I didn't have the funds for it. So we tried self care. We were trying to take care of it as much as possible. But later on, the kitten had complications and died. Later on, I learned that it's very hard to take care of kittens because there is a high mortality rate for them. The kitten fading syndrome. I think that's what it's called. That they just die without any reason. Uh, and that was one of the complications that we faced, and it struck me really really hard during that time. I couldn't concentrate for a week during for that law school, and I didn't want to take care of any other pet later on. It really struck me so bad because I was the one who had to take care of it. I kept it in my room. I tried to feed him, tried to take care of him, and so on and so forth. So Nathan, when he was able to take care of Oreo and the kittens, it was successful, and everyone had to pitch in to help out. And that's why when Kit came along, it was something that it was so hard to exit your comfort zone because you know that you can easily say that we're full up already in our house. There's no one else. We can't take care of any more strays and so on and so forth. It's expensive and so on. But it's forced onto you that you don't want to see another death happen because of you, or you could have helped. I could have helped in any way that I can. Our plan really was just to actually our plan. We weren't really going to adopt him. We would just clean him up, and then hopefully the mother would come by and take him. So that whole 1 week that we were just We cleaned him. We cleaned him. We fed him. We gave him water. We gave him shelter in the garage that he can freely enter and exit. But he got to a liking in our area, and it seemed like all the other cats kept on evading him, the street cats. So we knew that he was really pretty abandoned. So it was a change forced onto us. And what usually stops us from changing is usually there's a fear of change that you're so you're okay in our comfort zone. Although it sounds like an excuse, it's always a valid excuse. You always have to know that changing for us to be better, changing for us to do something that we kind of want to do, but sometimes we have an excuse that maybe we don't have any time, we don't have any money to invest in it, we don't have resources to help to get what we envision. These excuses are actually valid excuses, but sometimes these are also the same things that are stopping us. So we tend to stop on that excuse, although we know it's valid. It stops us in our tracks. Oh no, what happened to the lag? Did we lag? Anyways, are we lagging? Let me know if we're lagging, huh? So I'm pretty sure a lot of you have a lot of things that you kind of want to do, especially in this period of summer. Something that you kind of want to, you dream that you want to target to reach a target. Me, I want to get back to my old fit shape. Not just because that uh, I like the way how I would look like if I'm thinner, or I would want people to stop saying that I look very healthy. Actually, I'm not that offended. I know I really got fat, but more on health reasons. And it's something that I realized when we got to play badminton this week, just earlier this week. The courts had opened and we played badminton, and I felt something that was really, it was really bad for me. Like I felt my heart really crushing. I felt my heart really being crushed. Like I couldn't breathe. Like the blood was really flowing really thick, and it was hard for me to catch up with the balls anymore. And before the pandemic happened, we were pretty good in badminton. We were kind of Nathan level already, and Nathan level's kind of up there already. For those that were able to play with Sir Nathan, yeah, he plays really good badminton. Sad though that when the pandemic started, we uh, we we couldn't figure out because it was really through sports that we figured out the only way that we could be physical. And with the whole extended closure of the badminton courts, uh, it gave me an excuse to say, "Oh, it's a pandemic. I couldn't go." So it's something that, yeah, it's a valid excuse, but it actually did have underlying conditions and effects to me that that's forcing me to change, needing to change faster than supposedly. I think it's because with my age right now that I have to be more careful with the choices of not only with food but with what I do and so on and so forth. I take a lot of naps now because I tire out very easily from my. I had a picture of I was super thin back then in the military. I got super fat after the US visit, and then I just let go. But yeah, there were a lot of changes that had happened in relation to Dungeons and Dragons. That's okay. So I have examples here written right now. Dungeons and Dragons. I always played as a player. Like I never ever wanted to try to become a GM because it felt like it's so. There's a lot of preparation that you want to happen, but there's a lot of stories that you want to play as well, and no one's interested in doing them except you. So actually, that pushed me from 1 month, a few weeks ago. I mentioned I really wanted to play this system of Star Wars. So what I did was that since no one wanted to learn that system to play for me as a player, I read that system and then to become the DM so that others can play it and that they may be interested later on. So maybe I could join their table as a player later on. That's one thing. Now. Genshin Impact. That's another thing. I was so busy with other stuff like, well, studying. That's one thing, but other games. But Genshin was something that I wanted to relate to my students with, and it was kind of cool. It really looked nice. Then later on, uh, Genshin Impact. Why is it a sorry? Why is it a comfort zone for me? The way how the way how I played Genshin Impact was very wrong. Like, uh, I played the story mode alone, but everything else I was carried by Sir Nathan. Like hard carry. All the domains, all the bosses, everything. Kulang na lang siya mag-drop ng stuff for me, which Genshin didn't allow. So what he did was that he carried me throughout everything. But I had to learn the hard way to do it on my own, which I'll talk about later on. And yun nga, how do you want to bring it to the next level? I guess I'll be talking about it now pala. Sir Nathan realized that I've been relying too much on him so much that he stopped. He said, "Kaya mo na yan. You have," especially when I started rolling for 5-star characters, uh, especially when I got D-Look on my own, uh, he said, "Kaya mo yan." I've trained you enough that kakayanin mo na yan. So, in that relation, I learned on my own because he dropped the ball on me. I had to figure out, and most of the mechanics were learned early on. I learned later on, like when I was in AR 40 plus, 45 plus, and I was struggling really, really, really bad. But it was a learning curve. It became a steep learning curve for me, and that's why I have a lot of plans that I wanted to learn over the summer. I wanted to bring up my study periods from 4 hours to 5 hours, then 6 hours, then 7 hours, then 8 hours, kung kaya straight. I really have a short attention span. I think I need to have myself checked. Uh, but it's really, really short, especially with computers, screens nearby. Uh, I need to figure out what are effective ways to study. Uh, so that's one thing. That's one thing I plan on doing. Also, I don't want to admit it, but I wanted to play Valorant, I guess. Uh, Not because it's being played by a lot of people, but I wanted to play a shooter game with friends, and that's something that I'm looking. I asked my friends, my college friends, if they play Valorant, and they said, "Isn't that for the younger generation?" Like, nagsawa na yung friends ko sa Valorant because that was their generation also. But none of them are playing anymore, and I was so, come on, please. But yeah, now we're going to the part of the stream, which is how. How do you get to exit these? I know. Oh, really? Yeah, actually, well, I get to Nina with play Valorant with us. This is the part of the stream when we try to answer how. In the perspective of me as, uh, well, one as a teacher in some of you, some I became your teacher, but some of you heard of me as a teacher. Also, me as an experience as a student as well, and a student right now, a gamer as well. Um, I, I didn't have a presentation for this. I should have made a presentation for this so that you're not just looking at my face. But for me, it's always about try to really, really think so hard what you want. I'm not asking you to put a put a dream board or like something that you put on a board and then you just wish for it and it just happens. I heard that actually. I heard that is that a thing on TikTok? Like they said that like cheat numbers, cheat number of life. You just think of these numbers. You put your dreams on a board. Think of these cheat numbers, and then life will just give it to you. They got it half right for me. What I think. Um, you have to work for it. You have to work for it. That's one thing. But you also have to know what you're working for. And if you don't have a visual representation of what you're trying to work toward for, it gets blurred. It gets really, really blurred. Uh, for me, to pass the bar exam, I don't have a vision board here, but in my drawer, I actually have my test results. And it's something that I always come back to whenever I feel like, why am I doing this? What am I doing this? Why am I going through all of this trouble again? I'm doing it 4 times more than a regular law student would do. But I would look at it, look at my results, see that I was just so close in making it to passing the bar exam that maybe this time, if I just put a little bit of more effort, kakayanin yan. So you need to have a trinket, something that would remind you. The mind is a powerful thing, but try to give it a chance or give it a little bit of help by, seeing something physical or physical representation of it. That's why I wanted to ask you guys, what are you gonna do for this summer? Meet with friends, then maybe have it on a task list that you wanna meet your friends one way or another in this pandemic. You want to learn a language, try to keep something close by to remind you that this is something that you want to do. Uh, also, when it comes to thinking about it, you have to weigh the outcomes. Like, is it something that you really want to do, and is it worth the outcome? Is it worth the result? This is something that I wanted to discuss also. Is that how Pisay got me to dance in public? I don't dance. I really don't do anything public. Something that a lot of people make a mistake that I'm an extrovert. I really am not. I'm just glad right now I'm looking at my screen and chat and not other faces. Although I would love to see your faces, that's one thing. But I feel like if I see your faces listening to me right now, I just shiver up and freeze up. Uh, but yeah, in relation to that, how did I dance in that stage in front of all those students and teachers, and Sir Vlad recording for my relatives to see, post it on Facebook? And that's when I wanted to talk about weigh the outcomes. Uh, it was, what did we really want? We wanted not me to be publicized, but actually we wanted to bring joy to the faces of the students. We really, really, really wanted during that humanities festival. Uh, we really wanted to see that it wasn't it wasn't as I do know that a lot of performers feel like it's an ego trip, that a lot of people that cheer for them, a lot of people that they get their happiness from cheering them on. But it was really, for me, it was really meant for you guys to feel a bit more energetic in that, because I know the Pisay gym could be so hot, so distracting, uh, so dead sometimes, and we kind of figured out that maybe that beat that energy gap that's of Milo would do something about it. If uh, so, yeah, it wasn't a one night thing. Sir Nathan really researched the dance, what dance would be appropriate for me and Sir Tarcy. He really learned the steps. Me and Sir Tarcy really had to go out of our shells to do those steps and practice. Yes, praktisado yan. As much as bad as it looks on the video. Praktisado yan sa lagay na yan. But it was something that, at the outcome, we kind of felt that it was really for the students. And that was our pushing momentum. It really broke, for me, that was way, way out of my comfort zone. Like, if you'd have a radius for a comfort zone here, um, dancing in public. Okay, speaking in public would be a little bit outside. Singing a little bit more. Dancing is way, way, way out of my comfort zone. But I guess it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. Um, yeah, uh, that's one thing. Uh, Visualize it. That was my first suggestion. The second one is try to plan it out, and set up milestones. I would say give your 110% to what you want to do, but not towards the end goal. Because if you do that, sometimes you realize in the middle of it, it's not something that you'd like to do. It's not something that, or sometimes it doesn't turn out the way you had wanted. Rather, that's why I always emphasize set up some milestones. Like, this is your dream, this is your vision. What are the realistic milestones to get there? Something like save points for me. That you can say na, oh, I think this is good. Or I think I want to Kit. So this is Kit. Uh, Kit is boarding with us for last night and tonight. When I return him tomorrow. Oh, go, go, go. Oh, hindi pala siya nakita doon sa stream. Anyways, does anyone in our family dance? Only Sir Nathan. He's the one who really dances. Uh, Try to set up milestones, and that's where you give your 110%. If you go 110% all the way through the end goal, you're gonna run out of steam. You're gonna run out of fumes. You lose the time to reflect on what you're doing. It might not be well worth it. Try to set up possible milestones in between, so that you have time to reflect. Oh, this is something I wanted, and you won't. It's not something that you won't regret doing it, but it's more on you understand now why you didn't want it in the first later on, or it's something that you can improve on. This is my milestone number one. Like Duolingo does that. Actually, it sets up the system for you. But for me, for example, playing the harmonica, I made a mistake that I wanted to play the harmonica to play songs that I really really love in the animes that I watch. Um, in, Full Metal Alchemist, Dot Hack, uh, Avatar. Avatar did have a lot of and so I saw Sir Tarcy play the harmonica. It was really good. It was really good. Sir Nathan also plays the harmonica. Uh, but me, I went fast, too fast that I started printing sheets and then trying to figure out what are the notes, what are these notes that I have to memorize, then play them. I didn't go through the steps. That's why I burned out really fast. I didn't do it properly. That I lost interest later on. So um, the reason why it's important to also plan is because uh, you don't want these things to suddenly come up on you. That you have to the only you run out of time to plan. For example, like for me, for my health, I got a bit okay. I got really really fat. That's one thing, but it's already affecting my health, and I'm running. I should have planned this early on at the start of the pandemic. That maybe had I given myself time, like 10 minutes a day, I wouldn't be stuck at this period where now I'm going to have to spend an hour a day in order to be well and healthy for November. Because in November, I can't get sick. This is something that I really, really can't get sick because if I miss an exam, I have to wait for a whole another year to take the exam. That's why it's really hard to take the bar exams in that scenario. But not only that, even during the studying and preparing for the bar, I also can't afford to be sick. That's why these are instances that are forced onto you without being able to plan. So that's why, as much as possible, if you want to do something, try to plan it out. Try to set aside some time in a week, sorry, in a day, in a week, maybe in a month if you want to reflect. On your birthdays, if you want, uh, reflect on what you want to do for that year. And lastly, my biggest suggestion is don't do this alone. Although it feels like you're doing this alone, don't do it alone. You can always ask help from someone else. Someone else had done this or something similar to this. Most likely, their experience is something that you can learn from. So, in relation to what I mentioned last week, earlier, that I tried to learn how to GM D&D. I read the modules, that was one thing. But I wanted to make a better experience for my friends. So what I did was that I watched, excuse me, I watch playthroughs on YouTube of people doing the same campaign, how they did it, what they did, and then I ask tips as well from friends. I went on I went on Reddit, Reddit, Reddit uh, message boards to see what are their tips that they would give first-time GMs, and it was very very helpful. And these are the things you notice that lessens your fear on trying to exit your comfort zone. It's really fear that stops us from exiting our comfort zone. And I really, really don't want you to be in a position that you're pushed out of your comfort zone, not being ready to do what you want to do, or not being ready when you leave your comfort zone. And there's a lot of things that will happen. For example, our newly graduate students, college is going to be a very new experience for you guys. It's something that you might you will learn a lot from, but together that you're going to learn a lot of mistakes, you're going to a lot of good stuff as well. You might not feel you might feel scared to do certain things that you wanted to do because of you're so used to the social bubble we are in Bisay, or trying to interact with others, trying to empathize, like what Sir Tarcy mentioned earlier. Sorry, in the last stream, that each people has their own ways to empathize with one another. In that scenario, try to lessen that fear. Try to talk with people. Try to talk with our alumni here in our chat. Our alumni that has gone through 1 year in the pandemic. How hard was it able to adjust, to relate with one another, how to get notes, how to approach a teacher, to professor, in relation to lessons not understood in class, online. Um, Also about other things. Sir Nathan, when he was learning the violin, I remember he asked Allison a lot how to play the violin. Bianca, uh, Bianca taught me a lot of things that I couldn't figure out. There were a lot of memes that I didn't understand during that year, grade when they were grade 10, and she was the one who actually stayed behind class in order to explain some of the memes that I didn't understand. She was glue on, grade 10 glue on. So it was something that I really, really appreciated. And it's something that don't be afraid to ask. Uh, Remember, it's all for the things that you want, okay? It's meant to further your goal, to get to your goal. Yeah, I remember, Bianca, there were a lot of things that you had taught me that, yeah, you did. So yun, that's our that's our topic. Are there things that you feel? So let me know. What are the things that you kind of want to learn in this summer? Something new, something that you feel afraid that is really outside of your comfort zone. Let me know in the chat. It's maybe we can talk about it the next 5 minutes before I we end our stream. Me Valorant, yes. In relation to what Nina said, I actually mentioned this to Wax, and I'm actually going to join you guys with Valorant before you guys start off with college. Maybe after my after study hours. I'm planning my board game days would be Fridays, my D&Ds on Saturdays, my streams on Mondays. Yeah, Tarcy Talks Mondays. I asked that during the. Oh yes, I think I asked that. Sorry. So, um, anything? Do you guys? Is there anything that you guys plan on doing this summer? Learning to play a instrument. Me, I've always wanted to play the violin. Although I hope I do have the discipline for it. Oh right, something that I'm doing for now. Right now, I am actually trying my best to be fitter, to get my weight back down again. So what did I say about milestones? Milestones for me is that my actually first milestones is trying to wake up but not exercise yet. Because I know if I start with the exercise, I did that before. I went straight to exercise, but then it got harder and harder for me to go straight to exercise. So, um, it stopped. So, and ang hirap bumawi ulit. So right now, I'm trying to um, practice waking up at a certain time. And then, okay, kaya ko na gumising at this time. Okay, next tomorrow, try to wake up at this time, but now wear my yung pang physical fitness workout ko. Then maybe next time, try to get out, walk outside on the street, then come back after siguro 5 minutes. Then okay na yun. Then longer and longer. Some milestones that are, oh, make bread. Sorry. So I'm jumping into chat now. Buff arc? No. I do I buff? I I don't get buff. I got really really super thin, dangerously thin that people thought I was on drugs. But I just I just didn't. I don't know. I don't buff it. It's weird. To make bread. Ooh, you have classmates that started making bread, right? If I remember, I saw on Instagram and Twitter that a lot of, especially your batch, I saw a lot of your batchmates baking. So why not? Why not ask them as well? But what kind of bread? I saw some people bake pandesal, and I was thinking, if you know how to bake pandesal, would you would you go back to a bakery to buy pandesal for your breakfast? Sorry, our family always buys pandesal every weekend for our breakfast. Pizza! Oh my gosh, pizza! Yeah, the coffee. That was a. Uh, oh yeah. Also, if you want to build up on a fad, try to make it. Try to find a way that would be sustainable later on. So maybe you can make a certain kind of coffee. Try to enhance it more. Try to add more flavor or try to add variants to it. Then try to make it in a way that not that you would earn from, but more on what would you do to prolong that things that you've learned. Huh? What are the things that I've learned back then that I continue to do? I guess the way how I treated my cadets. That's the way how I treat my homeroom class. So I'm not sure if that was good. True, the effort to make pandesal or the materials. I know it's cheaper to buy in bulk, and it's not like you're gonna sell them, so it's gonna be hard. But something to keep it at least under your belt. That these are the things that you can do. Yeah, well, me actually, I get upset stomachs immediately when I drink coffee. So I'm switching to tea. I really like it for the smell, yun. And for the snacks with the coffee. It's my only excuse to eat snacks. So yeah, there you have it. And Kit is nagpapapansin na si Kit. Kit, you wanna say bye-bye? So we're going to actually end the stream now. It's already it's already 9:35 and oh no, right. One of the programs that I wanted to do. How do we end our streams for this week? No, not end. Sorry. That was wrong. I ended the stream. So one of the things that I wanted to show in our stream was that it's something that we're doing this on a weekly basis. So I wanted. Oh, my Google. I wanted to show if you're having us on a weekly basis. I hope we can like. It's something that you can reflect on, or you can try planning on. So, ta-da! We have a weather program, part of our part of our Tarcy Talks. And here's C for our weather this coming week. For you to plan your week, of course. This week, for those that had been suffering for this past week for a very humid and hot weather, um, it has been very. Oh, he jumped. It has been very taxing, but finally this week you can now finally have expect colder and rainy days. So, for those that are, that feel refreshed from having having a gloomy weather, or a rainy weather, maybe you want to move your studies in much closer to by a window. This is your week. This is finding your. But for those that do their laundry, for their families or for yourself, um, this is gonna be a bad week for you. So to plan ahead, maybe you might want to uh, chance those sunshines and look out and see or prepare whether or not they would uh, uh, whether or not you'd have a sunshine for this week. Sorry, I really, really wanted to add that, just to have. Actually, I plan on having like a weatherman suit, and everything else. But maybe game reviews, something that I can do also in this channel as well. Actually, I've been planning for next week. I'm going to invite. I hope it's okay for you guys. With my concurrent viewers of 10, I plan on inviting my game masters, two of my game masters, which were my college buddies, and they're going to share what is D&D like. I know D&D has D&D kind of picked up now with the geek culture going about. You have Stranger Things, a lot of your content creators trying a D&D episode as well, and that's why these are old school GMs, and they're going to share some of their insights on if what to do in finding your group, or in just going about it in how to not create your character, but trying to describe if you have questions about D&D. So uh, these are college buddies. So don't worry, we're going to keep it as PG as possible. Whenever I play D&D, it kind of gets R-rated for the wrong reasons, terrible reasons. The GMs will explain it. They're nice people, don't worry. Uh, Big buff guys, but wouldn't hurt a fly. Uh, but yeah, these are my college buddies that I hope you guys will be able to welcome. If you have any questions, please answer the question in the description below. We're This is something that I hope we can. I hope I can bring to you guys something that I find interesting. I hope I can pique your interest in. Yeah, green screen for a weather. Oh my gosh. Hi, Mina. Uh, my girlfriend's here. A green screen for a weather report. Oh, by the way, do you think my background feels like a green screen? I felt like the sharpness contrast between me uh, and my background seems like a bit off. Like it feels like I feel like it's a edited photo, but that's really what's behind me. You can see Kit jumping. Where's Kit? Kit. Anyways, Kit did jump in the back, but at the back. Uh, Try adding weather in between. Really? You want it in between? Sige, I'll think about it. It does feel fake. I don't know why. Uh, Anyways, but it's not meant for me to be here really. I feel like I'm fading pa nga at the background to show you that it's really my bed. See, I can touch the background. Alright, enough. I'm not flexing my bed. Really, it's just a door or my room. Anyways, that's it. The weather, my tips. I hope it's something for you to think about, and something for you to prepare. The least that I hope I had given to you is the weather report for you to prepare for this week. Anyways, so with that, we really have to think of a spiel, uh, how to end. I have a lot of content creators, but I hope to see you next week, and take care, stay safe. Uh, Yun lang. Stay safe. Be well. And take care always. Yun lang. Bye!